Hello once again.
Welcome back.
Hi, this is Story Not Story, in which a weird married couple tells each other stories and judges each other hard.
I know. Now all we have to do is find a weird married couple because we are awesome.
We're normies.
Super normal.
Super normal.
Yeah.
Any weird couples out there want to take over?
Yep. We're looking to offload this podcast. We're not weird enough for it.
Also, everything we are saying is untrue.
That's true.
Yeah. We tell stories to each other, and we've asked you for some story ideas, and
we got a great group of story ideas. Let me tell you,
a great swath, if you will.
I will.
Will you? Okay.
Oh yeah.
And we're looking at a list of story ideas here,
and we're gonna decide.
Yeah, who's gonna tell the story first?
I think I went second last time, so I can go first this time.
Oh, so I decide which story to tell.
Yep.
Okay, well, we got Mateo 5001 wants a Wild West story with a princess rescue.
We've got Mitzi in the background squeaking her toy.
Yeah.
So if you hear that, that's what it is. It's just going to be a recurring feature of this podcast, little Mitzi intrusions.
We do this at our home, and this is how we want it.
We have a dog, okay?
Yeah.
Jeez, guys.
Xanahoria Vegetal wants a story about koalas.
Uh-huh.
There's several others here. I like... Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited to find out what it is that you like. I'm trying not to look at the suggestions.
Kate Pennant wants a story. China, can you tell me a story in which all dogs and cats gain the ability to speak and have an equivalent intelligence of a human? The time period it happens can be your choice.
All right. I think that sounds like a wonderful, potentially terrifying world.
Yeah.
To live in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's up to you whether it is.
Sure. All right. Hang on. Give me just a second.
Okay.
Gotta think about some deets.
In the meantime, hey, follow us at Stories in Bed on Twitter. We also have facebook.com/storynotstorypodcast. Or wait, that might just be facebook.com/storynotstory. Oops, that's what it is. Yes, that's what it is. We also, if you want to send us suggestions, you can send them to us there or at storynotstorypodcast@gmail.com. We're also on SoundCloud. You can rate us on iTunes. We should be at all the places.
We're pretty much everywhere all the time.
Yeah, we're behind you right now.
Whoa!
But we moved away just in time, so you didn't see us.
Yeah, we have to keep a low profile, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Where's this story? How's this story coming?
Well, once upon a time.
Yeah.
A long, long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
In
West Philadelphia?
I was going to say Philadelphia.
Were you?
I was really going to say Philadelphia.
What? That's amazing.
That is amazing.
We are awesome.
So in Philadelphia, it was actually going to be East Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
So
sorry, I was way off.
Yeah, you were out of line, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Philadelphia, that was just very strange because it was about to come out of my mouth when you said Philadelphia.
Marry me.
Okay. Right now?
No.
Okay, because we're recording a podcast and also we're already married.
Yeah, I think you're stalling now.
I am stalling. I don't know what this story is about. Okay, so we're in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It is the 1990s.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so mid-90s. Grunge is just taken over.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I don't really know what that has to do with anything, except, so humans are just, going about their day, going to the office, working, doing their thing.
Sure.
And then, let's see, we should have a main character that's human. Who is that? There's a man named Stan.
Oh, that rhymes with what he is.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Totally not on purpose.
Yeah.
And, okay, so Stan, his friends maybe sometimes call him Stan the Man, because he's a pretty cool guy. Mm-hmm. So Stan the Man, he's going to work at the paperclip company.
Oh, yeah.
He works at a company that they don't make the paper clips.
Yeah.
They get the paper clips from the people that make the paper clips, and then they're the middleman.
Oh, they're the middle stand?
The middle stand.
Is he the middle
He's the middle stand. That's
Yeah.
his job title.
Yeah? So what does he do? What does he do at the job?
He, well, he doesn't really do a lot, but he's hoping that no one realizes that.
Okay.
He has a pretty easy job. He just kind of shows up,
Yeah.
types some numbers into a thing,
Yeah.
and then paper clips go on a truck, and then they go to places that want paper clips,
Okay.
like Office Depot.
So, like, someone's making them, and then he's like, hey, go here. But he's not even really doing that.
He's not even really doing that. He's got a team of people under him that actually do that.
Uh-huh.
And they,
He supervises?
he supervises, but they don't really need a whole lot of supervision.
Okay.
So he just kind of sits there and plays Minesweeper.
Minesweeper.
Well, it's the mid-90s.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, there's not really much
That was
else.
the only video game
That's pretty much it.
in the 90s. There was the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's really good at Minesweeper, though.
Yeah.
That's a fun game.
It is. I got addicted to that game
Yeah.
in the 90s
You did?
because it was the only game. So
Yeah.
and I got pretty good at it.
Did you ever set it to where it had like tons of mines and then play it that way? It's really hard.
I did.
Yeah.
I did it all. Every combination,
You
baby.
didn't do it all.
I did it all. Back in the 90s, I did everything.
Prove it.
Here, look at this picture of me doing everything.
Whoa! That picture is insane.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys, I wish you could see this. This is
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
wild.
it burnt up. Oops.
Oh,
I put
no.
it in the fire. Too close to the fire.
We really should not have a fire in our bedroom.
Yeah, it's a very quiet fire, too.
I don't know why it hasn't occurred to us that this is a huge safety issue.
Yeah, there is no fireplace.
No, it's just on the bed.
Yeah. Anyway, Stan.
So Stan the Man supervises the paperclip distribution.
Yeah.
But really, he's just getting paid to play Minesweeper and poop at work. Because everybody poops on the clock.
Yeah, well, that's the best time. You're getting paid.
You're getting paid to poop.
Yeah.
If you wait until you go home,
Yeah.
nobody's paying you to do that.
Yeah,
You're just taking away from your own life.
That's what sucks about being self-employed, being like a YouTuber like me.
I know.
So I'm not getting paid by the hour. So
Nobody's paying you to poop.
no, but when I poop, that's on me.
Yeah.
I'm pooping on me.
Well, unless you take your computer in there with you and do some work, I guess.
Which I do.
Yeah.
Most of my work. That's when I do it.
He
Anyway.
really just spends a lot of time in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Stan
So Stan the Man. Oh,
in East Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was born and raised there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did he spend most of his days?
In the office.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's a different world in East Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So on this particular day, March 21st,
Sure.
1995,
Yeah.
a rainstorm moves in over East Philadelphia.
Uh-oh.
But it's really weird rainstorm. And everyone is, there's like lots of thunder and lightning, but like the sky is like a really weird hue. It's like kind of like green and yellow, and then it becomes like kind of purple and stuff. And people like go outside because they're like, this is really weird. And the clouds are all swirly and everything.
Ooh, swirly clouds.
And so then everyone is outside and they're just like staring up at this weird rainstorm that's happening.
Uh-huh.
And then,
Did they have umbrellas? They're just out in the rain?
No, they're just like mesmerized by it.
Wow.
Yeah, they're just out there
They don't even care.
looking up at the rain.
Hope they're not wearing suede or anything.
Sure, some of them were.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. Ruined.
This story's a tragedy.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
So then, the rainstorm passes and everybody's like, oh, that was really weird. And meteorologists are like showing pictures on the news. Like, do you guys see this crazy stuff that happened? That's what the meteorologist said.
Meteorologists were a little more casual, a little more lax back in the 90s.
It's mid-90s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No standards.
Yeah.
So, so everybody just kind of goes about their day. And then everybody gets off work at like 5 o'clock, goes home from the office, and opens their doors, and those people who have pets, cats and dogs and stuff.
I think I see where this is going.
They walk in their door, and they are shocked to find their pets who would normally, run and greet them, like jump up on them or rub themselves on them and everything. Or, sitting and watching CNN and preparing meals in the kitchen and playing chess.
What?
And smelting.
Smelting.
Some of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you have to include smelting in every story you tell.
I'm a really big fan of smelting.
Yeah. Cats and dogs smelting. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not even 100% sure what smelting is.
Me neither.
Okay.
But
let's not find out.
Okay.
That would ruin the mystery.
Right.
Okay. So people are like, this is super weird. But everyone thinks it's only happening to them and their pets, and they're afraid to tell anyone else about it because then, like, they know that this would be a really big deal. Like cats and dogs, who can talk, by the way.
Right.
They're like, oh, hey, welcome back from the office.
Yeah.
I made you some spaghetti. Are you hungry? And this person is like, sure.
So the cats and dogs, do they know? They know their owners? They know they remember everything about
Oh, yeah.
everything?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they be angry that they were like pets?
No, because they remember everything, but they don't remember that they couldn't speak before.
Okay.
It just is like, it's a very seamless transition to them. They
Sure.
remember their lives before, but to them, they were always like communicating with their owners,
Okay.
Like Mitzi communicates with us.
She does.
And, it would just be like her gaining the ability to speak. And we're really weirded out by it, but for her, it's just like...
It's the same.
It's the same.
But do they gain any dreams, desires to, like, I don't know, be in society? Because I guess it's still early stages.
Yeah.
But they do have human intelligence now, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but all these people want to keep it to themselves because they love their pets and they're worried that if news gets out that they've got talking pets who have incredible human-like intelligence, that... Excuse me, I had to burp. that like the government is going to come in and take them away for like testing and stuff. So everyone just goes about their lives and they all talk to their pets and they're like, you cannot, like when we go outside, if we go for a WALK or something, I can't say that word because Mitzi's right here.
Yeah, you can hear her squeaking. I think she's getting excited about this story.
She loves this story.
Yeah.
She wants to be able to talk and make spaghetti.
Yeah.
So people talk to their pets and they're like, you have to act cool, bro. Because it's the 90s. I think that's what they said.
Wait, do the pets say that?
No,
Oh.
the people do. They're
Okay.
like, you can't talk. You have to like pretend to be a normal dog or cat or whatever, because they will come and take you away and run tests on you. And that's not fly, man.
That's not fly, right?
Yeah. So weeks go by.
It's not the bomb, if you will.
Yeah, totally not thebomb.com.
I don't think the bomb.com came until later
Listen,
in slang.
who's telling this story?
Okay, you're right.
It came in 1995 in
Okay.
this story.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Okay. So weeks go by and everyone is thinking that it's still just their pets and not anybody else's, but everyone is like acting kind of weird. And because they like feel like they've got this big secret, this huge like surprise thing in their lives. And then slowly people just can't keep it to themselves anymore. It's just too big. It's just too big. So they start confiding in their closest friends and they're like, okay, I have to tell you something. A couple weeks ago, I came home from work and my dog had prepared a 4-course meal and was like waiting for me and greeted me when I came home with words. And the friend was like, oh my God, the same thing happened to me with my cat. Well, she didn't cook for me, but, you know, I came home and she had knit me a sweater.
Whoa.
It was so crazy.
They're very, like, they really go do stuff. They're really go-getters, these pets.
Yeah, well, they've had a lot of time to relax in their lives up until this point.
Okay.
So
yeah, so they just need to get out there and do things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in the meantime, all these people and their pets are like having a pretty great time. But Stan, our old buddy Stan, who I just remembered needs to come back in this story.
Yeah.
He didn't have a pet, he did have a pet, but it was a parakeet. And parakeets didn't get this special ability. They're still just birds. So he doesn't know anything about what's going on.
Yeah.
And he just goes to work and plays Minesweeper and goes home, and his parakeet has, you know, knocked all its food out of its cage and made a huge mess, and there's feathers everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's just living his life as normal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really losing the thread here.
No, you're not. I'm enthralled. Keep going.
Okay.
So what are these animals? These animals are just happy being in the homes?
Well, for now.
Okay.
So slowly, like I said, people start confiding in other people, and they realize that it's not like this special thing. It's not just their dog or their cat. And so it becomes public knowledge that this has happened, and people don't know why. And it's weird because it's only in East Philadelphia, like this rain cloud, which, by the way, spoiler, was the trigger. It was the catalyst for this big change. It didn't go everywhere. So it's not all dogs and cats. It's just East Philadelphia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Kate Pennant will be upset about that.
Well, it doesn't say that it has to be the whole world.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't have to be.
No. All dogs and cats gain the ability. But all dogs and cats in East Philadelphia did.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So what happens?
I'm not 100% sure. Years go by.
Yeah.
And the dogs and cats, they get a little upset because they're still just expected to stay home and wait for their owners to come back from work every day. But they're like, you know, we know physics and stuff. Like, we're smart cookies.
Yeah.
And we want to have jobs, and we want to drive cars, and we want...
They're going to be able to reach the pedals, a lot of them.
We want cars manufactured that fit our bodies. And
this would be a real huge economic problem for Philadelphia, because like the rest of the world wouldn't have that problem. They wouldn't need to specially make cars.
I know. It's a big burden on manufacturing in Philadelphia in particular.
Yeah.
And so, you know, dogs and cats in East Philadelphia start wanting to like participate in government. They want to be able to vote. They want to be able to run. Because it directly affects them, you know.
Now, are they still pooping and peeing outside?
No, of course not.
Okay. Yeah.
And that would be ridiculous. That would be gross.
It would be gross. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, they learned how to use the toilet.
Do they wear clothes?
Well, no. They've got fur.
Oh, so they're naked?
Well, yeah, but don't
they have shame like humans?
They have fur.
Okay. I mean, I have fur.
Not enough. Not enough to cover everything.
What does Stan think about all this?
Stan is seeing a business opportunity here.
Okay.
Somehow. And the thing that's happening with Stan is that he's realizing that maybe dogs and cats need paper clips too.
Oh, maybe they do.
For their papers, because they can read now, so they have papers. Yeah.
I would think that the paperclip market was dying out at this point.
Well, it was, and Stan was afraid he was going to lose his job, and he is practicing to enter the Minesweeper competition, the International Minesweeper Olympics.
Sure, the Minesweepies.
Yes, that's what they call them.
Yeah.
Colloquially.
Yeah.
Mitzi is having a really good time over there. So, Stan is like really afraid that he's going to lose his job, that, you know, paperclip demand is going down so quickly that they're going to realize that his position is not needed and fire him. And so he sees an opportunity, a business opportunity to get more customers from these dogs and cats. But, you know, to buy paper clips, dogs and cats have to have money, which means that they have to be able to have jobs. So he becomes like a huge dog and cat rights advocate.
Oh, but mainly just so he can make money.
Oh, it's totally for selfish reasons.
Okay, sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, Stan the man is kind of, he's a pretty selfish guy. He's not really the man. You know.
So how does it resolve?
How does it resolve? Well, there's a huge revolution. All the dogs and cats band together. There's protests in the streets. And Stan the man is at the front lines leading with a megaphone because he's the only one who has thumbs who can hold a megaphone. So they needed someone to hold the megaphone.
Right.
And thousands and thousands of dogs and cats have flooded the streets to demand equal rights.
Yeah.
When suddenly a weird rainstorm comes barreling into East Philadelphia. And the skies open up and weird stuff happens and they're all swirly and
then parakeets can talk?
The people and the dogs and cats and everyone is mesmerized, and everyone goes outside and they look up and they watch the rain fall, and then it passes.
Yeah.
And all the people look around and they're like, oh wow, that was weird. That was like that rainstorm that came through a few years ago. And they look down at their pets and they're like, isn't that weird, Joe? That's one of the dog's names.
Yeah. And
Joe is like, bow, bow, bow.
Bow, bow?
Yeah. And
is he pretending to be a regular dog?
No. They're back.
They're back.
They turned back.
What happened?
Into just regular dogs and cats.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What happened to Stan?
Stan lost his job because he never got dogs and cats to buy, to have jobs to be able to buy paper clips. And people just don't really use that many paper clips anymore because lots of stuff is, you know, slowly being digitized.
Yeah.
Because it's the late 90s.
Sure.
We're working towards that.
Yeah.
Probably in the late 90s, people still needed lots of paper
people were
clips.
listening to new metal at this point.
Yeah.
They were all angry.
Yeah.
And so they were too busy being angry to look at papers.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You're very intuitive.
Yeah.
And so Stan lost his job, but he realized his passion for advocacy, and he stopped being such a selfish jerk. And he went into nonprofit work.
Oh.
Yeah. And he really did become the man.
What kind of nonprofit?
Animal rights.
Oh, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
So that's a happy ending.
Yep.
Cats and dogs could talk for a while. Stan did paper clips, and now he does charity.
Yeah. And
what's the name of this story?
They opened a museum in East Philadelphia with, like, about the time period in which dogs and cats could talk, and like they had artifacts like that sweater that cat knit, and like they had a diorama of when that dog cooked a 4-course meal and stuff.
Did they have a name for that event?
The
cat and doggening?
I was gonna say the awake-catning.
The dog wake catning?
Yeah, that's
the awake cat 9. No, the cat wake canine. No, the cat wake canine.
Oh no!
What's the name of the story?
That time in East Philadelphia when dogs and cats could talk and were as smart as humans.
Wow, that's a good title. That's probably not going to be the title of this podcast.
No, that's okay.
I'll try to title my story a shorter title.
Okay.
Yeah. What's it called again? That time?
In East Philadelphia when dogs and cats could talk and were as smart as humans.
And then couldn't.
So
the spoiler is in the title. Yeah, I like that. All right. We did a story.
I did a really long one. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It just took me a long time to get the thread.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I ever actually found it.
That's okay. Hey, we're making these up on the spot.
I know. Okay.
I mean, I'm not. I have every story prepared ahead of time.
Okay. Let's see.
So I already know. I have a story for each one of these.
You know you don't.
I wrote them down. Yeah, I memorized them.
Okay. I like Minor Obsessions suggestion. Can you tell a story about a clumsy tightrope walker or a fish out of water?
So I have to choose one of those.
You can choose one of those.
Well, I'm trying to think of which one that I've already made up in my head is better. And, we're going to go with, so, once, way back in the 80s.
19?
The 1980s, yes.
Okay.
There was a traveling circus.
Uh-huh. Did they go to East Philadelphia?
They would. Okay, yes. They also went to West Philadelphia. They went all over the
Philadelphia?
continental United States.
All over the continental Philadelphia?
As well as the rest of the United States.
Okay.
But yeah, Philadelphia was one of the places.
Sure.
They were called the Sternum and Daily Traveling Crazy Town Circus.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Sternum and Daily Traveling Crazy Town Circus.
Yeah. And
I think I went to that when I was a kid.
You did?
Yes, in the 1980s before I was born.
Wow.
Wow.
Were you like a floating consciousness or what?
Yeah, I think I was. Yeah.
You think you were. You remember or you don't? You don't?
Well, I was asleep for a lot of it, so.
Huh. It's funny you should mention that because our hero one evening was asleep and his name was Travis.
Uh-huh.
And there was a big show coming up that night. And
is he in the circus?
He's with the circus.
Okay.
He's part of the family. It's a family run thing. Uh-huh. Sternum and Daly are brothers.
Sure.
And
Sternum is a really bad name for a kid.
No, it's an adult.
Well, but he was a kid.
He was. Well, one can assume. Yes.
Yeah. Why would you name your child Sternum?
I don't know. I didn't. That's a whole nother story. That's
Were
for the prequel.
Were they really into anatomy?
That's the prequel.
Okay. Really want to hear about Sternum's parents someday.
All right. You know what? Sternum's father was a medic during World War II.
Uh-huh.
And well, no, it was Vietnam. Sorry. He was a medic in Vietnam.
Okay.
And
he could have been a medic in World War II.
He could have been. You're right. And he met. Maybe he was a medic in both. Actually, he was a medic in World War I or World War II.
And he was so good that they brought him back
in Vietnam. Yeah, and he joined right up. He wanted to go back.
Awesome.
Which is weird.
Sure.
But he met Sternum's mother.
Uh-huh.
She was a soldier in Vietnam.
That seems very unlikely.
I know.
Because women weren't allowed to be in combat roles.
Yeah. Well, she disguised herself as a man.
Whoa, it's like some Mulan stuff.
And she broke her sternum. And he had to repair.
He had to medic her.
Yeah, he had to medic her. And because she was kind of clumsy.
Sure.
And when he mediced her, because it was her sternum, he saw her boobies.
Oh no.
And
he was very professional about it.
He was very professional about it, and they made love, and she got pregnant. And
wow, with a broken sternum. That seems like some very uncomfortable lovemaking.
Yeah, but it was all they wanted that, so they did, and they had a boy, Travis.
Awesome.
And
okay.
Turns out he took after his mother because he was also clumsy.
Wait. Who's Travis? I thought Sternum and Daly were the brothers.
They're the brothers who run the circus. Travis he's part of the family.
And he is Sternum and Daly's brother?
He's their kid.
Who is Sternum and who is Daly? I thought that we were telling the story of the parents of Sternum and how Sternum got named Sternum.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I got confused.
They didn't have Travis. They
had Sternum. Uh-huh. They had Sternum. There's a lot. They all kind of look similar. It's a family. It's a big family.
Uh-huh. And also, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, I know what I'm talking about. So Sternum. They had Sternum, who took after his mother. He was clumsy.
Okay.
He met Daly. I didn't want to go into all of this backstory.
He met Daly? I thought that they were brothers.
Oh, wait. Yeah, well, he met Daly when Daly was born. He met Daly when Daly was born. And Daly was like 4 months old, and Sternum, like, he knew they were gonna start a circus together. He knew.
He knew?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
seems like a really good profession for a clumsy kid to go into.
Right.
The circus.
Right. No. Well, but Sternum he didn't partake in any of the actual performance. He just ran it.
Okay.
But Daly was very agile and very he did all sorts of acrobatics, trapeze. Even at like 4 months old, he was doing tightrope walking.
Uh-huh.
And
at 4 months old?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's why Sternum really wanted to get into the circus business.
I see now why he knew at 4 months old that they were going to go into the circus.
But Sternum can't be anywhere near the circus when they're performing because he's too clumsy.
Uh-huh.
Travis, his boy, his son.
Sternum's son.
Yes.
Yes. Now we're piecing it together.
Also clumsy.
Oh, no.
But really wants to be in the circus.
Uh-huh.
I didn't really want to go into that whole backstory. I just...
Yeah. Well, I needed to know.
Okay.
I'm glad we got it hashed out.
Yeah.
And you started remembering who everyone was.
Yes. Anyway, he really wanted to be a part of it. He would practice. He was mostly, he would clean up and pack up when they were traveling and stuff. But he really wanted to be a part of the circus. And when in his off time, privately, he would tie a rope to two trees and practice the tightrope. He would fall and hurt himself all the time.
I can imagine so.
Yeah. People thought that somebody was beating him up because he was always bruised, and he even hurt his sternum at one point.
Aww.
Yeah. But it wasn't that major.
Like his grandmother.
Yes. It wasn't major, though.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And so he practiced and practiced. Never got good at the tightrope. Because he was super clumsy.
Sure.
And one day they went to they were in Billings, Montana.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Great lovers of the circus in Billings.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They say if you make it in Billings, you will be raking in the shillings.
In the circus?
In the circus. Yeah.
If you make it in Billings, you're probably in the circus because we love the circus so much.
That was another saying that they had.
Yeah.
Shillings, isn't that another word for money? I think so.
I think it's a kind of money.
Okay.
An old kind of money.
Yeah, see? Exactly.
Like they had in the 1980s.
Exactly.
In Billings.
It was just a saying. Anyway, so they were in Billings one night, and the tightrope walker, he had a bad case of
diarrhea. Yeah.
I wasn't going to say it, but yes.
Oh, no.
He had the poops.
The runs even?
The runs, yes.
Oh, no.
And
That is not what you want in your tightrope walker.
No.
Because they're up above you.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
Like if they, like he might poop on the audience is what I'm trying to say.
He might. I didn't want to get into this kind of graphic detail either, but
he's up high.
Yeah.
And they're down below.
I understand the layout of a tightrope walk. Anyway.
And if the audience is down below and he's up above and he diarrheas.
Yes, I get it. We don't have to go into it.
Okay.
So here's the thing. The tightrope walk, he's really good, and it was like the most crucial part of the show. Mm-hmm. It was like their big finale. And there was a circus scout coming to the show, because there was another outfit in town, another circus. Another traveling circus happened to be going to Billings as well.
Well, absolutely, because Billings is like the pinnacle of circus lovers everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, and it was the Clang-a-Lang brothers.
Nice.
They were in town, and so it was a big circus time for circus enthusiasts everywhere, and
obviously there's going to be circus scouts.
Yeah, and there was this circus investor who was looking to invest his money. Mm-hmm. His name was Colin Mirth.
Nice.
And he was going to watch that night. He was going to watch both circuses. Like the Clang-a-Langs they were going to go on an hour later at a different circus, different part of town, way other side of Billings. But he was watching the Sternum and Dailies first, and they had to win him over. They had to get the money because they were running out of money. Circus was kind of dying out a little bit. Yeah. Not in Billings,
but when you're touring the rest of the country.
Particularly East Philadelphia was a big problem. They were people started getting a lot more obsessed in East Philadelphia with paper clips.
That's so weird.
They were starting to that was really a thing. It was like paperclip art on the streets, and
wow, people
cared more about paperclip art in East Philadelphia, particularly.
I don't think that's going to last, let me tell you. I know it's just the 80s now, but I'm pretty sure paperclips, they're dying out.
But Sternum and Daly didn't know that.
No.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So they had to do something. They needed to do something about the tightrope walk. Travis chimed in, and he said, "I've been practicing. I can do the tightrope walk."
I don't know about that.
Sternum and Daly were like, "I don't know about that." He's no watch, and he tied up a couple ropes to the tree, or no, ropes to a couple trees, and got on, and he started to walk.
Oh no!
It wobbled a little bit.
Oh no!
And unfortunately, he made it across.
What?
He did it.
He did it.
He did it. He'd done it a few times before.
How is that unfortunate?
Because then he proved to them that he could do it, so they were going to have him do the tightrope walk for
That is some high pressure.
Yeah. They had no choice. Their entire livelihood depended on this. They needed the money from Colin Mirth. Mm-hmm. And so Travis, so they do their show. They have guys and motorcycles in the like orb thing where they go upside down and stuff, if you know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
They have an elephant, they have a clown car.
Obviously.
Yeah. And they have a guy who can swallow swords, basically. You know, all the
trapeze.
Trapeze. They do the trapeze.
Sure.
The full circus. Everyone loved it. Everyone's having a good time.
The whole gamut.
The whole gamut, if you will. Yeah.
I will. I did.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Comes time for Travis's tightrope.
Uh-huh.
Particularly, they're known for their tightrope with no net.
Oh no.
And Travis is gearing up to do his tightrope. And so another star of the circus is the sword swallowing guy.
Right.
He's like probably number 2 on the list.
What's his name?
His name?
Yeah.
Oh, Gobo. Gobo Flex.
All right.
Yeah.
Go Bowflex?
No, Gobo Flex.
Okay.
That's his name.
Is this subtle advertising for the Bowflex?
No, it isn't. But if one would want to go buy a Bowflex, just go over to bowflex.com and use the code.
This is a lie.
This is a lie. That's the code. So anyway, as Travis is approaching the tightrope, he's backstage. You know, he's just about to go out on stage in the break room.
Sure.
And he's going to the door. Way across the room, he sees.
What does he see?
He sees Sneaky Pete Clangalang, one of the Clangalang brothers.
Nuh-uh.
Put something in Gobo's coffee.
He's trying to sabotage the circus.
Yeah. And he realizes he must have put something in the Star Tightrope Walker's coffee, which we didn't name yet, did we?
No, but he has diarrhea. It's okay. He doesn't need a name.
Well, his name was actually
No.
D.A. Rhea was his name.
No.
Yeah, D.A. Rhea.
Doug
Adam Rhea. D.A. Rhea. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's an unfortunate
I mean, it
name.
kind of sealed his fate with that name.
Yeah.
But so he must have put it in his coffee.
Oh, no.
So, right before Travis goes out there, he's like, "No, this must end." He runs over, punches Sneaky Pete in the face.
Uh-huh.
And then falls over because he's clumsy.
Sure.
Sneaky Pete is still standing. But as he falls, he lands on Sneaky Pete's leg.
Oh.
And Sneaky Pete's stuck, so he can't run away. And Travis is like, "I'm never letting go until you give me the cure for your diarrhea poison that you're putting in the coffee." And he said, "Cure? There isn't a cure." And he's like, "Yes, there is. I know there's always a cure." And he says, "You're right, there is a cure." and he pulls out a it looks like a bay leaf, but it's like a special kind of leaf. And it's diarrhea cure medicine.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a stay leaf.
It's a stay leaf.
Because it makes your poop stay.
Yes,
in.
it's a stay leaf. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know this.
I've done some research on old medicinal cures and stuff.
Right. So Travis takes the stay leaf, gives it to D.A. Rhea, and sure enough, he feels great.
Oh boy.
And D.A. Rhea does the tightrope. They get the money. Clang Lang Brothers go out of business. And they end up working for Sternum and Daly and have a great time. And it's actually pretty all right. Travis never does the tightrope.
No.
He still keeps practicing and falling over a lot.
That's good. I was really worried about Travis that he was going to fall during that show and die.
And until about 50 years later, Travis is running the circus.
Uh-huh.
And he decides, you know what, I am going to do the tightrope.
Oh, no.
I've never done this for an audience, so I'm going to do it.
Did he have a net?
He goes out there
Uh-huh.
to the tightrope. He climbs up the ladder.
I'm just worried about him is all.
Climbs up the ladder.
Uh-huh.
And he steps out on the rope.
Oh, no.
It's very wobbly. He gets one step, falls. He has a net, so he's okay.
Okay.
The end.
The end. That was great. What's your story called?
It's called. That's what I'm I'm thinking of here.
Don't make it too long.
It's called Travis. No. It's called Sternum and Daly's Traveling Circus.
I like it.
Sternum and Daly's Traveling Circus.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Very simple.
Very simple. It needs to be.
Yeah.
So that we have a title for this episode.
Sternum and Daly's Traveling Circus, and Travis and the Stay Leaf that really works. Yeah. That's the longer title, but that's just for people in the know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
So those are our stories.
I think we had 2 great stories today.
I think we had pretty good stories. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please consider rating us on iTunes.
And if you didn't enjoy the stories, then just don't mention it
Keep your mouth
ever.
shut.
Keep your mouth shut.
or not. You can do what you want. We're not going to tell you what to do.
If you like our podcast, hey, consider telling your mom about it. Get your mom to listen.
Everybody, specifically tell your mom.
Yeah. Or
no, that's it. Just keep it simple.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Yeah.
Or don't. Next time we'll tell you to tell someone else about it, but this time tell your mom.
Tell your mom about our podcast.
Yeah. And that's about it.
I think that's about it. You already told them the socias.
I told them the socias.
All right.
I hope we lulled you to sleep if you were trying to sleep while listening.
Oh, we should be quiet because they're probably asleep right now. Okay.
And we told this story while laying in bed, but I'm not gonna lie, it's the middle of the day, and we're gonna go watch Wonder Woman now.
Yeah. Now we're gonna go to the movies.
We're gonna go to the movies.
But we are in bed. We followed the rules.
We did.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week, and good night.
Good night.